All right, guys. You ready to do a recap? Maybe a little treat first? There you go. There you go. Oh, Abby's going to scratch her butt first. How did we get to another recap so quickly? Ollie's out. I've got the barn door open right now, so he's out looking out the fence. As I sit here, today is October 5th. You'll notice we haven't had a WAG in just over a week, mainly because that horrific storm that came through. We didn't lose power. We did lose internet, so we're regrouping and getting going again. So we are at another recap. Through so many of these episodes, these 70 plus that we've done, we've been showing you what we're doing. In this recap, it's time to share with you a little bit of why we do it. There's a lot of people thought we had a huge factory and all these warehouses and everything. Well, in fact, from the summer of COVID, everything got pushed into my house and my garage and a couple storage units. Then out of nowhere, we found this place. So go back to some of the original WAGs in this channel and you can follow the journey. And that's what we've been doing, is taking you through the journey of, hey, come on in.
20 minutes later.
All right. Have to take care of the customers. So back at it. I will say, not part of the recap, but just as a little background, Abby is 12 and a half. Every year she has the itchies, and it's been, she's been on Apoquel. This year, Apoquel actually didn't work. Come on in.
1 hour later.
I don't know if I'm going to get through this recap. And I've lost my co-pilots. Ollie, you're leaving me hanging, buddy. What are you doing? You want to say hi to the peeps? It's time to share with you some of the little tidbits and things behind the WAG that you don't see, but we sort of know and get a chuckle about. So, WAG 66. Notice how the grid wall isn't mounted, and now the grid wall is rocking. There were so many weird things with organizing the store, things that I just didn't plan for. I think what you figured out is this entire store just sort of organically happened. We're not a franchise. I don't have a blueprint. I don't have a floor plan. This is, oh man, now what are we going to do? So, hey.
3 hours later.
A couple locals. Oh man, I really need to do these recaps after hours. Oh yeah, WAG 67. About a minute in, I think it's fun how Ollie was looking at himself in the mirror. That is classic. I love the mirror. Hang on.
6.5 hours later.
In WAG 67, I start to share with you my vision and my merchandising. It's a fancy word, ethos. Ooh, yes, my merchandising ethos. Yes. My idea. We're actually doing things quite a bit different, if you haven't figured that out already. Making this a destination as much as a retail store. Let's linger a little bit. Have a water, have a Coke, have a tea, have a coffee. We're working with the health department on furthering the menu for the humans. Stay tuned for that in the coming WAGs. It's called a teaser. We're going to have to take an Abby Girl butt scratch break here. Hey there.
3 days later.
Let's see if we can get through this. In WAG 68, the dog spa, bathhouse, and grooming room sign arrived. It's up there. It looks awesome. Hey, the owner of Salt Table.
2,000 years later.
So WAG 69 is the first time the space here is actually looking like a proper store. I started to realize, wow, it's actually coming together. It's actually looking like what I had in my head. That's when the deli counter is filled out, and that is what makes this different. We are arguably the country's first ever dog deli. Hey, and guess who's here? Kelly, yes.
1 eternity later.
In WAG 70, you got introduced to Kelly, who actually happens to be here right now, just off camera. Although that camera has her in the frame, that she doesn't know it yet. There she goes. So in the recap, in WAG 70, you met our new community outreach and marketing pack leader, and she's doing a great job. And about 2 minutes and 25 seconds into WAG 70 is one of my favorite scenes ever. Ollie is introduced to a bigger version of him. The Cavalier is like a mini me to a Bernese Mountain Dog. And later in WAG 70, we did a shrimp taste test. Shrimp turns out to be doggy. It's a drug. It's doggy crack. WAG 71, after we finally got the awning design approved. We put some patches up so the awning didn't say the furniture store anymore. And it's amazing. As soon as we did that, I actually saw a little uptick in foot traffic. So WAGS 73, the natural sounds and just sort of hearing what the neighborhood is like. I thought that was really cool. I think I might want to do a little more of that just to give you a little flavor and immerse you into this part of the historic district. And one of our longtime PAC members, we were honored to be the treat for a few of their dogs. Hey folks, Beach's folks were coming near Savannah. They made it a point to drive into Savannah that morning and come by and say hi. You have no idea what it means to have one of our online ordering folks think so much about us and our product and our customer service and the relationship we build over time, to take time to drive here to say hi in person. It really means a lot to us. So thank you guys. Oh, and the piano, my piano over there, it got played. And that was so cool. If you're in Savannah and you play the piano, come visit, play the piano, and I'll give you something free out of the deli counter. In WAG 74, we did the dog deli counter so good that a tourist came in, walked right up to the deli counter, and he literally thought it was a human deli counter. Come on. That's like the biggest compliment ever. Oh, okay. Ollie needs a chest rub. Hang on. So WAG 77, after all this time, you now know what's going on. We are the country's first ever dog deli human hangout. Come in, relax, we're a destination. The dog deli, the human hangout, the experience. That's when I finally sort of drive it home and, just drop the mic. That's what we are. You can tell how excited they are. And in WAG 78, two major things went up. Number one, the final awning arrived and the awning got installed. And number two, the dog spa, bathhouse, and grooming neon sign went up. And it's pretty much all come together. And next in the coming WAGs, you see that we get approved by the Georgia Department of Agriculture, and we are off and running. Sorry, spoiler alert, we get our license, but how we got the license, that was crazy how it all happened. So all in all, you're only seeing probably 7, 8, 9 minutes. This has literally taken me almost 2 hours. So what's coming up? We get the license for the dog spa, the bathhouse and grooming room. We do our first grooms. You're going to see the evolution of the deli counter. We're adding some more things. There are certain things in that deli counter I didn't think actually would sell, and they're going out the door. I've already had some people email me and even call and say, hey, I saw in your episode, we call it a WAG, such and such. Where's that on your website? So you're going to see a lot of this stuff showing up on our website, as well as coming community events. Second Saturday of every month is going to be Rescue Saturday. Third Thursday of every month, we're going to have a vet speaker series. Dr. Beth will be in here. And there's a couple other things. I still haven't shown you exactly what I'm doing with that retro red typewriter. Stay tuned for that. Ollie, come here. Let's say goodbye to everybody. All right. Okay. You know the drill, folks. Be well, be safe. Live like somebody left the gate open. Be kind to one another. And remember, no matter who we are or where we are, as pet parents and dog lovers, what are we? United through dogs. And we will bark back to you next time. Woof. Oh, man. I think that took closer to 3 hours. We'll see you in the next WAGs.